Welcome back to another episode of Producergrind Podcast. Karen to the JB with me.
Yo, what's good?
And we got a special guest in the building here today. Bros work with Young Thug, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Jay Critch. Please welcome Pvlace. What's good, bro?
Thanks so much for having me.
Alrighty, bro. Straight from Germany, right?
Yeah, straight from Germany. Like, I came here like 4 days ago.
First time in America?
First time in America. First time.
And I know we've been talking about it, but give the people, like, what's your first impression of America?
Oh, yeah. So, it's so fucking unsafe here. And we got like almost robbed yesterday because like we went to the wrong street, because in America it's like the same street. It's like multiple times in the same city. And we wanted to go to Big Head's like studio, and we are here right now. But like the street was like 3 times in LA. We went to one, and then we went to another one, and we like went out from the Uber, and there was like a sketchy like Hispanic guy. And we had like Gucci on and diamond chains and shit. And he like drove by, and then he came back, parked at the parking spot and looked at us and was like, oh wow. And he called somebody, and he was so sketchy. He almost looked like homeless. And we were so fucking scared. I was so glad to sit in the Uber. So that's my first impression from America. You know, I almost got robbed.
Yeah.
What's I know you were talking to us a little bit earlier about how the gun laws and stuff. What's a studio session like in Germany? Do people have guns in the studio, or people like?
I never seen a gun in Germany in my life.
Damn.
Yeah. They don't have anything. They don't even have security outside.
No security outside?
Security. You don't need security there. No. Like even the people know, like the fans know where the artist is going to record.
Really?
And they stare like outside and want like some pictures and shit.
So like in the club venues and stuff, there's no like security like that pat you down?
In the club?
Yeah, like when you go in places?
Yeah, it's a security in clubs,
say.
yeah. Because like when people get drunk,
Yeah.
always like something.
But
No-
they
no
pat you down
TSA.
before you go in?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dang.
But just like for drugs. It's not for like weapons, it's more for drugs.
Mm.
Because you can like, when you have weed or something, they kick you out.
So what about, are you just staying in LA, or have you traveled anywhere else in the United States since you've been here?
No, I'm just in LA. Just in LA.
Do you have plans of going down to Atlanta anytime soon?
No, I really don't want to get robbed or some shit. No.
It's really not that bad. It's not bad.
He says
Like,
too
I
many
heard like
sticks.
crazy stories about Atlanta.
Hey, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like you guys said, it's not the worst city, right?
No, not at all.
But like you know, guys, for a German kid like me, it's like crazy shit going on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And like I go on the street and see like some crackheads like moving like this all the time. You know, it's so fucking funny.
Damn, and there's none of that. back home.
I never saw it like. I saw it once like when I was in Berlin,
Yeah.
but like that's very rare in my town where I'm from.
Yeah. That's
Very
honestly
rare,
crazy
yeah.
for me too. Like,
Yeah,
Atlanta,
it's
I need-
it's a completely different world, you know. And
Yeah.
I wasn't like ready for this. To be honest, I wasn't ready for this. But like, yeah, it's funny though, you know. You see something different, and the food is so amazing, you know.
Talk to us about the hometown where you grew up.
It's called Heilbronn. It's like 10 minutes away from a like big factory from Audi, and there were like 20,000 people in the city where I'm from. Yeah, that's it. Like nothing special about it. Like there's nothing going on.
How'd you get into the music scene? Was music like, was your genre of music, was it big back then, or?
It was my uncle in Poland. He was like big in DJing and like trance music, and I fell so in love with like trance music and stuff. And this is how I developed the love, I think, for music. And I mostly heard like only EDM music till I was like 16, 17. And then I was like listening to EDM music all the damn time, you know. And then I started to go out. I was a fucking nerd. I was like playing 24 hours like some League of Legends and other shit. And then when I was like 16, I was like, yo, I need some girls and shit, you know, like you get older. And I was going to parties, and like I started to see like, oh fuck, like at parties where like good girls are, they don't like listen to EDM and shit. And I was like, I need to switch that, you know, I need to switch. Like then I started to listening to Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller back then. And it was like Wiz Khalifa Rolling Papers 1. And yeah, the crazy thing is like I was on Rolling Papers 2 then.
Hey.
Yeah, that blew my mind like till this day that I'm like on Rolling Papers 2.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And it's almost gold too, the album.
So how did you like start making beats then?
So I was how I said
Hold
like,
the mic a little bit closer.
sorry. So I was like, as I said, I was like a fucking nerd back then, listening to dubstep and shit.
Yeah.
And then one day, I don't know, I just went on YouTube and typed in how to make dubstep music.
Mm.
And there was like a guy showing it like with Ableton. And I was like, oh, I need to crack that shit. And I was like looking for that shit, and like I got Ableton. And then I started to make EDM music, and I was like even successful. But I have one song on Skrillex's label, but like I can't tell you the name of it because I have a ghost producing contract.
Oh,
because
wow.
even back then I made only melodies. I was so good at melodies, but like my drums were so weak always. I just don't have the bounce, for the drums most of the time. But like as of right now, I learned it. But like back then, I was only doing melodies, and yeah, I can't go too much in the detail. But it's like it's not that big, but like it has like some million views.
Now, did you like play any instruments or anything? Like, how'd you get so good at melodies?
To be honest, the only thing that I really can play good is like chord progressions. I really can play chord progressions very good. But like melodies, it's easy when you have the chord progression. I go to the piano and type in only one note all the time, and like I have this melody in my head, and melody is just rhythm, And I play this one note with the rhythm, and then I take the mouse and like put it up and put it down. But like I can play chords, yeah. But like for melodies, I don't have the tempo for it, and I think that's the thing why I'm not so good at drums. Because like I don't have like this tempo, I can't do it like that well, and I think that's the thing.
Do you think because you listen to so much EDM growing up that you have an EDM tempo versus a rap?
EDM tempo is like
1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4, 1, 2, yeah.
And in hip hop, it's like so
You
so
gotta
bouncy,
move,
yeah, and that's the thing. And EDM, it's like,
Right.
I wanna ask you about like, so like on your social media, I see you have a lot of fans. So like, what did you really do to, really like get that buzz about yourself?
So even if I don't have like so many placements right now, I have like 8 or 9. I think it's like the personality of me, because like I really don't give a shit what I say, and people seem to fuck with it, and I care a lot about my fans, but like a lot of my fans, and I always go on live and give like a real honest advice for everybody, and also like the YouTube channels like Real Shit and Frag. They're like pretty good friends. I'm pretty good friends with them, and they always like upload my life, and like people say, "Yo, those beats are crazy, those melodies are crazy," and also because I'm in 808 Mafia, like the most of the fans I got because I'm in 808 Mafia.
So how did so like when you first started making beats and making songs and stuff like that, were you just uploading them? Like what were you doing? Were you trying to get them to artists?
To be honest, I really I didn't send them to anyone. I just keep it for myself, and I just waited for the perfect moment when I'm good enough. Because a lot of people right now in the community like are making beats for half a year and sending out shit, and like that's the reason why every fucking like it's so hard nowadays to get it to an artist, because they get so many trash beats, and that's the thing like a lot of people don't do. They don't wait till it's like perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but like. It's you need to know when it's time to send those beats, and that's something nobody can tell you. You need to figure it out for yourself when you're ready. And I had this moment when I said like, okay, I'm ready, but then I sent like beats and it doesn't work because probably my drums were so ass. Drums were so fucking ass.
Yeah.
When I listen to this shit, it's so fucking bad. But like, I realized that like everyone told me, yo, what the fuck is this melody and shit. And then I started to realize, oh yeah, I had an EDM placement only because of my melodies. Oh yeah, and everybody fucks with the melodies. And then I was like, okay, I think melodies is the thing I'm really good at. And yeah, this is how I started to make samples and sending it out to people. And actually the first US artist that used like my samples was Big Head. And it's so funny because we're like at Big Head's house right now.
Right.
Yeah, but like I don't know what he's doing. He's sleeping probably. And yeah, that's how it became everything.
So how'd you end up linking with 808 Mafia?
Oh yeah, the best story. Okay, I have like 2 options for the story. There's like one option I always told, But when I met like Southside for the first time, he told me a different story. I can tell you both of the stories.
Let's hear 'em.
I still don't know which one is right. All right, so I went to a music school, and I couldn't sleep at night, and I was going through Twitter. Yeah, the story like works with Twitter all the time because like there was a guy selling emails from producers, and he was like $100 for Southside's email, and I bought it with my last money because like back then I was so broke as fuck, and I bought it, and then I put it in a Dropbox with all the samples and sent it to the email address. Another story is Gazin from 808 Mafia. He was like on Twitter and he said like, hit me up for collabs and the number. And back then I didn't even know how the hip hop production community works. I didn't even know, he wants money for a collab. I just hit him up and said, yeah, I want a collab. And he said like 200 or something. And I was like, oh fuck, he wants money? I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, I was not in the community, you know? Yeah. I was coming from EDM. I didn't know that like all the producers want like money for everything, you know? But I get it because like you take your time, and in this time you could make money somewhere else, you know? So I get it why you need to pay for collabs. And then I said like, yo, I have fire samples. I ignored the 200 and I said like, yeah, I have fire samples. So let me send it to you. And he gave me the email, and I sent the samples to him. So I don't know which one was it, but I think it was the first one that I bought the email address, because Southside. It was like this. The next day I woke up. Now the next week I woke up and got myself ready for school and shit. I went to the toilet and bathroom. And then I look at my phone because I was like check the phone like after like half an hour when I wake up. And I checked my phone and I was like, oh fuck, I have 12 missed calls from a plus one number. And I knew like +1 is like for USA. And I was like, who the fuck was calling me? I called back and it was Southside. Yeah, so
dang, that's
pretty crazy. Good. And then I remember it to this day. Like I remember it was like yesterday. I was sitting with my boxers in the room, and I was like this, and my face turned red. And how is it called when you high blood pressure?
Yeah.
And I had the whole day high blood pressure that my head was hurting a lot.
Yeah.
And this didn't go away for a week because I was so pumped, so hyped that this happened. And I remember it like it was the best moment in my life. I just randomly sit there in the room like this with boxers, just getting ready for school. And then my mom was looking at me like, what's going on? And I said, fuck it, I don't go to school anymore. And she was like mad as shit at me because like, you need to know I was like the worst student ever. I dropped out of 3 schools. I went to 2 jobs, quitted the 2 jobs. I was like the worst kid ever, you know. Only smoked weed all the fucking damn time. and it was crazy, you know. And then I said to my mom, I'm not going to school anymore. She was like almost getting the belt and wanted to slap the shit out of me, you know, like.
How old were you at this time?
It was 1 year ago. But like, you know, Polish moms, even when you're 50, they're going to slap the shit out of you with a belt, you know.
Yeah.
It's like Poland, you know.
Black moms too.
Yeah.
Black moms with you too.
And yeah, so basically he called me, and it was so fast. And he had like an accent, you know, from the hood and shit. And I can't even remember what he taught me. Like, oh, Dennis Berger. And I just heard like the N-word like 10 times. Dennis Berger. And I was like, oh fuck, what? And yeah, I'm going to sign you, bro. Peace. You know, and it was gone. And it was so fast. It was like 1 second. And yeah, that's the thing. And then I really didn't go to school that day. I was like, fuck it, you know. And actually, the next day I called at my school and quitted the shit.
Damn.
Yeah. So I knew it because I knew the melodies are so good. Just somebody needs to hear it, you know. And that's the thing. And I was so. And that was the thing. I knew that like when somebody hears them, he's going to fuck with them a lot. Because like Big Head went crazy and he kept me motivating all the time. He said, "Yeah, yo, dude, you're crazy." But back then he was like on the tour with Lil Pump. That's why he hadn't like so much time. And now he said like, oh, I'm so sad I couldn't sign you back then, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
So how did you get the sample with the big head?
The big head, just email.
Email.
Just an email, yeah.
Mm.
Just send it to them and he replied.
Mm.
So once you got off the phone with Southside and he told you he wanted to sign you, what was the next step? Did he send you a contract or?
The contract took like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty hard time because like Brock came in, like that's the new manager right now. But I don't want to talk shit, but I think he came in like new and everything needed to be like getting ready and shit. And they didn't have like everything fixed and at the place. And that's why it took like 2 months.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, just cut it.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's still rolling.
Okay.
Wait, what were we talking about?
So it took 2 months.
It took 2 months, yeah, but like it was the best 2 months ever because I didn't need to go to school. I made like melodies all day. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It was so pretty fun, you know. It's still so fun.
Mm.
I mean, like with music and with my samples, I'm here right now, sitting in Los Angeles, you know. And I never thought I will come to America ever, you know.
Mm.
And like music brought me here, and I meet all those people, like you know. We meet each other and stuff, and I meet Southside. I meet artists. Like that's a dream. Like
Right.
I could never believe this. Like if you told me this 2 years ago, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know?
Right. So when he sent you the contract, did you have a lawyer or did you have anyone look over it?
Oh
or?
yeah, you know, we Germans, you know,
Oh,
we
okay.
always have 2 lawyers. I sent it to 2 lawyers, and I even said, yo, I don't want this percentage. Like, make it this and make it that.
Damn.
And
Okay.
but like Southside really fucked with my shit, and he said, yeah, you can get the percentage you want, you know. You know, in Germany, it's like, oh, we love contracts. We love contracts and we love lawyers. So that's the thing in Germany. That's a German thing.
He's like, you gonna take me serious from
Yeah,
the job.
bossed up.
Yeah. And I knew I could like make some percentage because I knew like, yo, send me melodies. And every day he was on live, like playing those melodies. And I knew, oh, okay, I can like, how is it called?
Leverage, like negotiate.
Yeah, negotiate a little bit, you know.
Mm.
And I got like a pretty fucking amazing contract. When I say the contract to some people, they say like, how the fuck did you get it? And it's just like, people need to get a fucking lawyer, man. What's the problem? It wasn't that hard. Like,
Damn.
get 2 lawyers. I got 2 lawyers, but I stayed at one because the other guy was like a very good guy, and the other one was like, he doesn't give a fuck because he worked like for Kendrick Lamar and shit, and that's why he doesn't.
So what'd you do? Call 2 entertainment lawyers?
Yeah, 2 entertainment lawyers. I just randomly typed in on Google.
You think a lot of people are just like, man, they'll take whatever. Like they don't even like
Yeah, they're dumb as fuck.
think about trying to get
It's
more.
like
or
when you
whatever.
get in the industry, it's not about the love. It's not about the passion anymore. It's like making money, and I love money, and I'm very good at making money, you know. And I always had this hustle in my inside because my parents are refugees from Poland, and I saw them. They had nothing, and my mom has like a big ass fancy, like I can tell what she makes, but like she has like a good company, and my dad like works at Audi too, like in a higher spot. And that's the thing. I saw the hustle, you know. I love it because my mom came with just a backpack to Germany, and now she got like this huge ass company and shit. And that's as a child, I saw the grind, and I wanted to make money and shit more. And that's the best thing ever. Making like with music, making money. It's like crazy. It's amazing. It's like my hobby. I work 10 hours and it feels like 2 hours for me. It's so amazing.
So then, like after you signed everything, like how did how did your daily lifestyle and everything? Like, what were you doing? Like, just sending sample packs or like?
Oh yeah, it was pretty chill. I woke up, played a fucking game or something on the PlayStation, went out to eat, make samples. If I didn't want to do the samples, I just like go outside, have fun. You know, I don't have like a schedule. I don't want to push myself too hard because like I know when you work like with mentally and not physically, it's going to fuck you up if you do it constantly like 10 hours or 12 hours, you know. You need to keep yourself healthy. But when you keep yourself healthy, you're going to have like a more like creativity and stuff. And I know that. That's why I don't like make like 20 melodies in a row. I always make a pause, you know. I always go out, I smoke something, I eat something, I play some games with my friend, then I make another melody. And when I do it like this, it's always the best melodies. But when I try to make like 10 in a row, it gets like trash. It's like
Trash
the
after
first
trash
the
after
first
trash.
one is like good, the second one is good too, but then it goes down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I need to like make something else and then go back, and that's the lifestyle I live. And it's always like I always make like 8 melodies a day. Like in LA, I'm now in LA, and I keep myself like push myself really hard because I'm every day with Southside and give him samples. I try to make like 20. But like it's a motivation, you know. I'm in America. I need to push myself so hard, you know.
Yeah.
But in Germany, I keep it healthy, balanced, so I can always have like new ideas.
Right.
Why you just not come to America? Like, why didn't you come like as soon as you got signed?
Some issues with the visa because like Poland and shit, it's not that easy.
So when you're making melodies, like I want to talk a little bit more about like the actual production side. So when you're making melodies, about on average, like how many sounds are you using, or are you using the same sound and just manipulating it?
So back then I was using like 8 Omnisphere, but as of right now, it's like I found a perfect like formula right now, and it's not more than 4 sounds. Always 4 sounds. Keep it so simple. I love it when you keep it simple. But it's in every art. Like it's not only music. When you make things like simple, it always works.
Okay.
Because our brain is like constantly racing every day with like we smoke weed, we go there, there is someone, there's an accident on the road and shit. It's so complex for our brain, and then we love like listen to a song that it's easy with the chord progressions and not like jazz. Like jazz has like a lot of it goes down,
Improvisation,
and that's the thing. Like our human brains love it simple, I think. And that's a secret formula, I think. That's the best advice I can give everyone. Make it simple. They love, like, when it's simple, it's perfect.
And then what about as far as, like, effects plugins and stuff? Like, what are some...
Oh, I can talk about that. I can't talk about it. It's like secret,
Secret?
Yeah. I have, like, some effect chains that will probably never... No one has.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about use, like, destabilizer plugins or any of those?
No. It's like, I have a detune on it, but, like, it's not a VST, it's like hardware.
Oh, well.
It's analog, yeah.
Oh, so you got like a dope little setup at home then?
Yeah, when I got the 808 Mafia money, I bought like a lot of shit, yeah. And yeah, but like back then I used like Unstable, what's it called? VST Unstable.
Yeah.
But it sounds like trash, you know. And like when you get like analog with the warm sound, it's like different. And it gets only crazier, you know, because I can buy more stuff. And I love analog shit.
Okay.
So what about like give us some sauce? You don't gotta give us the full effects change or anything. Like what's like something dope like you've been doing like as far as effects?
I use like no, I really don't want to talk about this, to be honest. It's like only like 3 analog stuff, and when I say 1, it's like almost half of the sauce, you know. But like that's the thing with Qbeats. If you would invite Qbeats, they would never tell you what they do to get like a detune effect. Because me and Qbeats, we have like different detunes, but it's like a detune that nobody can replicate. You know, people try to make like tutorials on YouTube. Like when you type in Pvlace melody tutorial, it pops up like 5 people made a tutorial, and it's like I think because you only like have VSTs, you know, we all use the same VSTs, and it has almost the same sound. You know, you just can make like another preset, but it always sounds the same. But the thing with me and Qbeats is like we have like this like detune that nobody has, and I really don't want to talk about this. Like it's secret, you know. Like everyone has like their secret. When you go like on the Genius stuff, sometimes they don't click on the mixer channel for this and this. But it's normal, you know. You don't want to show it. But even if I would show it and tell you guys, nobody could replicate it, but because like we have different ears, you know. We take different sounds, but still like. I only use like 3 things, and I don't want to tell them, because if I tell one, it's like almost a half of it, you know.
So what kind of plugins, okay, for someone that maybe can't afford the analog gear, what plugins should they be using, or what things should they be doing? Like, can they do different? So it doesn't
to get like a sample sound?
Just so you any effects on a melody.
Oh yeah,
like get a unique sound if you can't afford
from Waves, the tape machine is very good. Mondo Mod is very good from Waves. It makes a detune. RC22, I think, or RC20. It's like a coloring, you know. You get like a vinyl effect on it, a tape machine effect on it. Yeah, that's like probably if you want to sound it old, that's like the way to go when you have only VSTs.
How would you describe your melodies? Like if you had to say my melodies
are...
Oh
yeah. I love this question because you guys probably grew up in America listening to hip hop, boom bap, Tupac and shit, and I never heard it. Like I only know like 2 songs, and I don't even know the names of it. You know, I grew up with trance melodies, with EDM, and
heavy chord progressions.
Yeah, and with like heavy ambient sounds, and I love doing this in like hip hop. It makes me so happy. It makes me like when I make like a trance kind of vibe melody, I feel like I'm the happiest kid alive, you know. I feel like so happy to give hip hop this vibe, this kind of vibe, and I think it makes me so unique from other people who make melodies, because I come from a different background, you know. It's always when you grew up, you listen to this, but in Europe it's different, like because EDM was so big, and especially with my uncle, I need to thank my uncle so much because like he showed me trance, and he had like 100 trance CDs at home, and he gave me the first Walkman, I think was it called, with a CD.
The CD.
Yeah, Walkman, is it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I
Like
always
a CD player, right?
and I was like this, yeah, CD player, and I was going outside like 8 hours with like the Walkman and shit, only listening to trance CDs, switching up the trance CDs, like it was crazy. And I think that's the thing, because I grew up with it. My ears are different from like American producer, and yeah, that's the thing. Like EDM was so big for me, and it's still so big. Even you guys don't even know, but like when I'm in my car, I don't like hear hip hop music. I still don't hear hip hop music. I love like still trance, EDM and stuff. But that's a cool thing, you know. You take like the best thing from all genres and put it in hip hop together. I think like that's so amazing about hip hop. Why I love it so much, because like you can take all this shit and put it like on a hip hop track, you know. And yeah, that's so amazing.
What kind of monitors you like using?
I don't use monitors.
Headphones
only.
Just headphones on?
Yeah, and I use only Dynamics, and I'm actually like sponsored by them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The main factory from Dynamics is like 5 minutes from my
wow.
I can walk even there.
That's very dope.
That's very cool.
So are you into engineering?
To be honest, I could be, but it makes no money. So I don't want to waste my time. I feel like as a producer, you have like a certain amount of time to be like very successful, and then the new generation comes, you know, and that's the thing. I want to make like a good business out of it, and like buy a house in Poland and live a good life.
Don't want to move to America?
No. You guys know, come on guys, you guys know, we talked before. Like I would never move to America, and this is not a disrespect, because it's like a German thing, you know. I grew up, everything is safe, and I come here and I get like almost robbed in like 3 days. It's so crazy, you know. But like it's no offense to America, because like it's just for me. It's like for me personally, I'm a type of guy who's like he gets anxious like quickly, you know, when a situation like with the guy, I was like, my heart was racing. Oh fuck, I need to go, you know. It was so crazy, and that's why I love Germany and Poland and Europe in general.
Because of the safety.
Because of the safety, yeah. Because I know it, you know.
Life.
I think it's like because I know it. I think if I would live here 1 year, I would like get quickly like, okay, I understand it now and shit. But like, it's like actually the first time for me like to be so far away from home, you know. And I think that's one part of it, because I'm so far away from home, and it's my first time to be like on another continent. And I think that's it, to be honest. But I think if I would stay here for 1 year, it will change. It will change quickly. But it's just my perspective after. This is the third day. Yeah, it's my third day in America. So.
Oh, okay.
But like the food is crazy good. Like you guys have the best food.
What are some of the places you ate at? Are you here?
Roscoe's.
Hey,
in and out.
Yeah,
Roscoe's was actually the best.
Yeah.
Like wow.
What'd you get?
Chicken waffles.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! I never eat so. Oh wow! It's so crazy. Like and Philly cheesesteak. I eat Philly cheesesteak for the first time here. So yesterday I eat Philly cheesesteak in the morning. Then I eat Philly cheesesteak another time in Big Head with Big Head. It's so good. It's like the food is so good. I can't believe like they need to put like something in it, because it's so good. Like I can't believe that normal like natural stuff can taste so good, you know. Wow. But like chicken waffles, holy fucking shit, bro.
So in Germany, it's not like elite level food in Germany.
So I was with Juice WRLD in Munich. He's like on Nicki Minaj tour right now, and I stayed there with Max Lord, And like all the people from Juice WRLD's team were like, "Oh, German food sucks." And I get it. I get the point now. But back then, like it was 1.5 weeks ago I was with Juice WRLD. But like back then, 1.5 weeks ago, I didn't get it. Why? Why is the food bad? It was good. Like I was eating it. Oh, it's good. But everyone said, "Oh, that food is so trash." But now I get it. You know, like you guys have like this high standard, you know, of food, and we have like, you know, like this.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
We was looking at. I was at Roscoe's.
You guys need to be like
good, but
you need to guys.
We looking at.
You need
Roscoe,
to
like,
appreciate it. Like it's crazy good here.
it's funny because I was eating at Roscoe's and I had the waffles. I was like, it's good, but it's not like crazy good.
Oh, it's for me. It's crazy good.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
It's really good.
I guess we got a little something.
We got some viewers sending questions. First one is Beats by Slade. He said, I'm sorry. First one was produced by 808 Plug. He said, do you find it hard to build relationships with artists as a foreigner?
That's something that I always had in my life. Like people like me, and I don't know why. I feel like because I'm very honest, you know. If somebody from you like fucked something up, I would say, "Hey, bro, I don't like this one. I don't like this. I don't want to answer this. Like I didn't." And I feel like I'm very honest, and I'm always the type of guy. If I say I'm at 5 at this house, I'll always be like half an hour early. You know, I have like this discipline. It's this German thing, and I feel like I'm very honest. And when I network with people, they I don't know. When they FaceTime me, they like me. I don't know, and it's like a thing I always had as a kid. Like, especially like older people like me a lot, and I don't know why, to be really honest. Like, networking is pretty easy for me now. Yeah, a lot of big producers like fuck with me. Yeah.
Would you say that? So would you say that being in the music industry, you know what I'm saying, being a producer, you have to be somebody that people like?
Yeah, when you're
successful?
not good at networking, and when you're like an asshole and, you know, flexing all the time and shit and taking drugs, I feel like people don't gonna like you. And when people don't like you, then they don't want to use your stuff, you know. And I'm pretty sure like back then, Big Head had people that sent better samples than me, but he like really liked me personally. That's why he used it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you need to be like a good guy, to be honest. Like you need to be very real, you know. You don't treat like somebody when you write somebody a big star or like a big producer. Don't be like, oh yeah, can I send you some shit, you know? Like just be normal. Like it's a normal person, you know.
Right.
I don't get it. Like people get freaked out and and even I'm not big, but like when I meet like another producer, he's like, oh yeah, can I take a picture, you know? I was like, bro, come on, like let's go, let's get something to drink, you know, like let's chill out, you know, and learn each other a little bit more and stuff. And that's the thing. You just need to be normal. You just need to be like you always do, like, you know.
Right.
What's your first impression of like American artists and
when I meet them?
Yeah, and like
Oh
American
fuck,
studio
Juice WRLD was
session?
such a nice guy. Wow. I smoked with him on outside, and he was like so cool. And it was so cool, you know, because I always heard that like American artists are like, yo, they go around with chains and they're fuck that. But Juice WRLD was so fucking nice, and this was the first time I was meeting like a rapper, an US rapper, and it was so cool. It was really cool. Like we eat something together and like smoke outside, recorded some tracks, and it was so cool. It was very chill. Like it's like a good friend of you, you know.
Did you ever take like an online route, or did you ever pursue? Well, I know the majority of things are online, but when you were going and making these relationships online, what were you doing? Just hitting them up on Twitter, hit them up on Instagram?
Yeah, I had like always this guy that has like all the emails and shit. He's from Russia. It's like some Russian hacker shit. And back then I bought them, you know, and then I bought them and sent something, and they're like, oh wow, that's amazing and shit. This is how I got the first relationships. But like with Big Head, it was only on IG. He had like his email on IG, and I just kept sending it to it, and he fucked with it.
What do you think when you did get that first placement, that response for Big Head?
I didn't understand it.
What did you think when you got your first placement, like when Big Head finally like hit you, like, yo, I'm gonna use this or whatever? Was that like validation?
Yeah, it was. It was like you know, like, can you stop it? Probably. I didn't understand. Like can you repeat it?
Like
I didn't understand like the question.
When he first used your melody, what did it feel like to you?
Oh yeah, it was normal because like I had this bigger EDM placement, this
you
big
did?
one, yeah, and I already knew the feeling, and that's what I wanted to chase, you know.
So what was that feeling like when you got your first EDM placement?
Wow, it was crazy. Like it was almost like the 808 Mafia contract. I was getting red in my head as shit, you know.
Got a
and I was
headache
like,
for a
fuck,
week.
Yeah, no, not for a week, for a day though. And yeah, it's like one of the best feelings ever, you know. I wouldn't even compare it with drugs. Like drugs are nothing compared to it. To get like this excited, you know, like just one message on your phone, and your brain like keeps getting all those serotonins and shit, all dopamines. Like it's just one text, and you get like, wow, I really need to do like more shit. You know, you get like motivation so much, and it's only one text. Like your brain is magic actually, when you just think about it. That it's just one text on your phone, and you get like, oh, your body feels so great. I'm motivated and shit. That's crazy. Yeah, it really is. Like the brain is fucking magic, and we still don't even know like many of the shit that's going on. You know,
Right, I agree.
it really is.
And I know we had talked about it. We were just talking about it, about the Michelangelo painting. And you said if you look at it closely, there's a picture of the brain in it.
So it's called The Creation of Adam. That was finished on the 1st November in the year 1512. And it's a picture from a human and like God. And he holds his hand like one finger. And back then, I don't know how is it called, like something like this? How
A
is it called?
cloth.
Yeah. And there was a red cloth. Exactly how, if you cut like a brain in half, it's exactly like your brain. And Michelangelo knew what he's talking about, you know. He was a genius, and he wanted to give us like a secret message that like God is always with you, you know, and that's the thing, you know, God is always with you, and it's like just a universal thing. And when people say to me that they don't believe in God, that's pretty sad, because like I think that brought me here to LA. Like, come on, guys. 20,000 people in a German city, white kid, 808 Mafia. Come on, guys. It makes no sense that I'm here, you know? But like, it's a magic. It's not magic. It's just how this world works, you know? It's just how it works. And when you have people that figured it out how it works, they get successful and big. And you get those people that don't believe. And that's so sad for me that you don't believe, you know? That's the thing. That's actually that's crazy. Like, it's magic. It really is.
And do you think when the fingers are touching, do they touch inside of the brain?
No, it's just symbolic for God is with you. God always like has a connection. Like even if it's only one finger, you know, but the connection is still there, and people don't realize it. And me too. I was like back then a teenager, like 2 years ago. If you talked about God, I was like, fuck the shit. Let's get a party and shit, you know. And that's the thing. I got like very spiritual. I meditate a lot, and since I started doing all the shit, and like every day before I go to sleep, I just like have a conversation, you know, with God. And it sounds crazy for people that don't believe. I know that in the comment section there are going to be like some people, but just like think about the fact that I'm sitting here right now and I'm in 808 Mafia. You know, it was not luck. It was no luck. It was meant to be like that, because I really wanted to hit hard. You guys don't even know how hard I wanted it to be successful with music. I was a bad student. I had like a fucking job that I quit. I was bad at everything besides music. And yeah, I'm actually pretty lucky. It's not like, you know, like to make what I want, but it's not luck. It's just like how it works. If you want it really bad, you will get it there. Like, you know, it's like a GPS in your brain that you say like, I want to be there. But you need to trust him, you know? When you drive a car, you trust your GPS too, that it goes to the same location. Like, just think about it. You type in a street and the navigation says you need to go there. That's your feeling. But the logical thinking is like, oh, now I think I need to go there because it's faster to be on this street because the traffic is going to be there. And that the traffic is like the patience, the patience. And that's the thing. And a lot of people don't have the patience. it took me so long. Just think about it. I make music for 9 years, and it took me so long. I started when I was 13. Longest time, but I keep doing it because I had joy in it. I had love in it. I feel great making music. It's the best thing ever. You make a beat. The beat is finished. You just listen to it. You just chill and listen to it. The best feeling ever. You just created this, and you feel great about something you created. And that's a cheat code. I think music is like a big cheat code. Like God wants you to do like good things in life, to get like people in a good mood or like have conversations. And just think about it. You make music and it goes out. And like a lot of people have like good feelings, they party, they hear the song, they go outside, they hear the song, they're in a car, drive around the night. Oh, the song is good. And it's like a cheat code. And God knows, you did something well for them. You did something well for them. You did like something well for 1 million people that are listening right now, It's like almost a cheat code, I think. The entertainment,
It's like a big like blast.
A big blast, because like when you go outside, have a good conversation. Oh, he likes you. You did something great today. Or God says, okay, you did something great today. But like with music, you do like many great memories for a lot of people. Like you build like memories for people that people like will think like back then, oh, that party was crazy and this track was crazy. Everyone was like hyped and shit. And God sees that, and it makes like, oh, he did something good. And that's like, music is a cheat code, for it, to make something good on the earth.
It's like it has a lot of power.
Yeah, it has a lot of power, It really has.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We got a next question from Edgar Allan Poe. He said, what skills or plugins took your melodies to the next level? I know you already talked about the plugins, but really more on the skill side.
Skill side, I can't tell you what you need, because everybody needs something different. Everybody is on another level, If I say something now, it will be good for this person, but not good for this person, And the best advice I can give you out is like, every day, even if you have like only 1 hour free, make beats every day, and you will figure the shit out quickly. You will get your own sound. You will figure shit out. What's the best workflow for you? What's the best workflow for this guy? Because I'm here like in LA for the first time and see like all these big ass producers, and everyone has another workflow, and this is like something you need to taught yourself, And I can tell you like the best advice. It's just make music every day. It's just like playing soccer or something. You need to play it every day to get better. You don't get it better because I just read like how Cristiano Ronaldo makes a free kick, I saw a YouTube video, You just need to make it, feel it, You just need to experience it, and you need like, how should I say it? Like, it's pretty hard for me, like say it in English. You need to make a lot of mistakes. Mistakes are the best thing ever,
Yeah.
I really enjoy making mistakes, to be honest, because I know, okay, this doesn't work, and you figure out things for yourself. And that's the best thing, like making mistakes and learning from the mistakes. Even if you do the same mistake I did some shit that I made like the same mistake 10 times. But after the 10th time, I learned it, to make it better. And that's the thing. Make mistakes, like just produce every day. You make mistakes, you learn something new, you get your own sound. And yeah, that's the thing. I can tell you like a VST. You don't need a VST. We all have the same shit. We all have Omnisphere. We all have like Nexus and Electrics. Electrics is pretty shit. But yeah.
Do you still you still try to get EDM placements, or you strictly trying to just do like more?
Probably when I have like more, I'm signed to a contract, and I love doing those. And maybe when I get older, I get back to EDM and get like a big EDM artist or something. But I always feel like I imagined like being on a big concert and DJing in front of people and playing my music. So that's probably something I will do in the future. But as of right now, the melodies are doing too well, And why should I change it? Like as of right now, I have more fun making melodies than EDM tracks, like full EDM tracks. That's why.
How much time you typically spend on a melody?
When I started 1 year ago, like only strictly doing samples, I needed like 1 hour for one sample. Now I push out like in 1 hour 5 samples, like because I figured the shit out, and that's the thing. You need to do it every day, and yeah. Probably when it takes me longer than 20 minutes, I just quit the FLP. I just close it. I'm like, no, it takes too long. When it takes too long, you think too much about it. It needs to come from your heart, you know. It needs to come from your soul, and just like in 10 minutes, yeah, that's it. But as I said, guys, if you make melodies out there, and you need like 1 hour, that's super fine. It was for me too, you know. It's just now that I do it every day, I can make it in 10 minutes. Don't be frustrated out there, people like who produce, if you take like 1 or 2 hours. Even if you take 5 hours, that's fine. I was at the same spot, you know. But don't listen to people that go on Twitter and say like, I made like 50 beats in 1 hour, you know. That's trash. Because you always compare yourself to them, and you say like, oh, I only make 2 in like 3 hours. And then you compare, and then you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, you don't spread out this good energy. And that's the thing.
I don't know if we did this one earlier, but what advice would you give to other European artists or other European producers like you?
That's the same thing for every producer. Like, just keep focused and think about it. Think about the God thing. Change your life before you make beats and shit. Get your like everything straight up, you know. Don't be like heartbroken by a girl or something. Just clear out your mind. Don't make so much shit. Don't take drugs. Don't take any drugs. It's pretty funny because I'm vaping a Juul and it's nicotine. It affects me, but it's like a quick dopamine rush, you know. But I mean, like, don't take hard drugs. Don't take Xans. Don't take anything. And that's the worst thing when you take drugs and make a hit. Then you always want to
become dependent on it.
Then you always need to take the drugs. Then your mind thinks, oh, I need this drug, then I can make a hit again. Be sober, work out, make your body right, make yourself feel great. Then you get more creative, and then you get like the best thing.
Dang, I can definitely like agree with that, because like after it comes to the gym,
it's no thing about difference, European or American. We're all humans. We're all built the same, you know. We all have the same energy, and everyone can achieve anything, you know. That's the thing. There's no secret. There's no thing like European producer need to do this and American producer need to do this. We all need to make the same thing.
But what about more like how, like, as an American producer, you have access, like you can easily get to like, you know, places like LA and Atlanta and build relationships with artists versus.
How long does a flight take from New York to LA?
What, 5-6 hours?
Yeah.
6 hours. From Germany, 12 hours.
How much does it cost?
Oh, money is not. I think money is not like the thing that will stop you. If you really want to, you like get the money. You know, you take a job and shit, and then go to LA. I think it's not. It's not that you in America it's easier. You know, I don't feel like that.
The internet really has made it so it's not.
We are all connected. Right here, I have it in my hand. I can text everybody. You know, I'm connected with the whole world. I can FaceTime my mom and say, "Hey, what's up, mom? I'm in an interview," you know. And we're all connected. The internet, we're all connected. We have all the same. We all have Instagram. You know, it's not that you guys have in America an app that we can access. You know,
Yeah.
We all have the same shit.
The American.
We all have the
Instagram.
same shit. We all have the internet. We all have the same plugins. We all have the same shit. You know.
Yeah.
We all have the same things.
But since you you know, mostly like sending out samples, the majority of your networking is with producers more than artists, right?
Yeah, it's only with producers, to be honest. Just Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Because I met him, you know. It's like cool now. I can send him some stuff.
But when you were actively trying to like send out beats to get placements, or I don't know if you even were.
It's hard. I don't know the way because I didn't go to the path. I can't tell you about this. I would lie if I say something right now.
Yeah.
I would definitely lie. It's not real. Because I can give you advice if I didn't do it like this. I really can't. I would straight up lie here, you know.
No, sure. No, I could definitely fuck with that.
What was it? I have just a question about your career. Like, you said getting your like first EDM placement, would you consider that your highlight of your like production career, like a big highlight? Or like what was your biggest highlight?
Signing to 808.
Signing to 808.
Yeah, that's like no doubt about it. Like that's the biggest thing.
So then I want to ask the flip. If that was the highest, then what was the lowest? Like what was the toughest point?
The toughest point was probably Back then, when I lost my school, like when I quitted school because I was too bad, I was doing like smoking joints and shit. I was doing some fucked up shit. And that was the biggest low, probably. And it was at the time when I lost like my ex-girlfriend back then. And then I lost my school. My parents weren't behind me anymore because I fucked up 3 schools. I didn't have a girlfriend anymore because I was a guy who did like nothing, you know. I was like a fucking loser, you know, back then. And this was the lowest point. And I really can't tell you right now how I made it out of this point. Because like I was really fucked up, like always like smoking all day. And let me think how I got out of this point. Because like it will be interesting for you guys to know. I think I got like more spiritual. Because like back then I was this kid going to a party, taking drugs and shit. And like now I'm like doing nothing. I just smoke a jewel. It's a drug too, but like, come on. It's nothing compared to like, you know, it's nothing compared to like smoke like Cali weed and get high as fuck. And that's the thing, you know. I think like getting your mind straight and having this connection, I don't know. I think that helped me a lot, spirituality. And I have it a lot in my family. My mom and my dad really believe in this. And this is how I grew up. It's like a Polish thing, I think. It's like Eastern European. They like do like a lot of stuff like play cards and predict your future and chakras and stuff. And when I got older, I believed in it. And I believed in it really hard, yeah. And I think that's the thing that kept me out of it because I was really fucked up at this time. Like, imagine you guys know, like first love, you know, as a teenager, as a first love. And then like my parents were always holding me back. But after I quitted like the third school, they were like pissed as fuck as me and I never saw it. And I had arguments with like my dad and it was only words, you know, but it hit me so hard. And I was like, I never experienced my dad like this before. You know, I have like good parents, very good parents. And I was like, oh fuck, this hit me a lot. And it was only words, you know, but like it really got in me, you know. Yo, you don't go to school, you're gonna get like nowhere in life and shit. And I was like, oh fuck, I heard this like for the first time. It hit me so hard. And yeah, I was like, that was probably the worst part of my life, but like actually the best because like I got out of there and I needed to experience rock bottom, you know, before I go to the top. You always need to experience it. When you're on rock bottom, you know, like it doesn't get worse. It's the best thing ever because then you start like to get out and get to the top and you like just like go to the top, you know, it's magical to experience it. And I experienced it like so fast in 2 years that I still can't believe that I'm sitting here with you guys right now and I'm in Los Angeles, you know. I still can't believe it. It's like I'm 4 days now in America, in LA, and it's crazy. My mind can't realize it that I'm here right now.
Definitely, man. What's the best advice that your dad ever gave you?
My dad ever gave me? Don't get fucked up on girls, probably. And this is like the advice my mom and my grandma even got me like, you know, especially in the teenage years, like girls can fuck you up heavily because you experience love like for the first time. And like, it's the hardest drug ever. Like people kill for love, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, as a teenager growing up, don't having this feeling and like feeling love, I think that can fuck you up so much. If you do it wrong, you know? And I think it can fuck you up so much that it will affect you throughout your whole life. And my dad always said like, don't get so deep into love when you're young and, you know, don't like with girls and stuff.
Dang. Interesting.
Another dope episode, man.
We're going to end it on that note. We're going to end it on that note. Oh, we can't end it on that note.
We can't end it on that note. We ran out of the viewer questions, man.
Carrington, I don't know. I just think it's just really cool just to hear your story and like how authentic it comes across. I think a lot of people can connect with that. Just learn a lot from you and from your story and your authenticity. And I think it's also cool to see a different kind of like a different lifestyle. Like growing up in Poland, like you can tell you're raised.
Oh no,
different.
I was actually grown up in Germany.
In Germany.
My parents.
But you can see those values that they instilled in you, and like how
But like it's a poor ass country, you know. So I will go there. I will go there like every year, like 2 times, and I always experience it.
Yeah.
And I always experience like how alcohol like can fuck up the whole family because we had it in the family too. That's why I am so anti-drugs, you know. That's the thing.
So when you were going through, that time where that rock bottom time when smoking every day and then drinking and doing whatever. I mean,
He said smoking every day, man. Is smoking weed really?
well, I mean, like when you have
I
like
think
this-
smoking
how about
weed
this?
isn't that good because like it stops your brain from working and when like it's
Well,
like
I'll say it like this. I meant
it's like-
smoking to like avoid pain, like not
Oh,
for
okay,
bad
okay, yeah.
reasons. Like I know for me, like it was usually like in a wrong way.
I feel like when you're like doing anything that affects your brain, like even sugar and caffeine. Like I don't drink coffee anything. Everything affects your brain, and if when it affects your brain, you aren't that connected anymore. You know, you aren't that connected anymore. And when I'm sober all the time, I have always this deep connection. You know, that's the thing. I think that's with every drug. That's why I don't like it so much when you just smoke a lot. I get it, guys. I know, like getting high as fuck is funny. I did it too for 5 years, like every day, you know. But like as of right now in my state, like how I live, it doesn't work. It will never work, you know. And actually, I tried it and got paranoid as fuck, like because as of right now, I think I overthink a lot in my mind. Before I say anything, you probably see it. Before you give me a question, I really like try to think about it, what to say. And like when I smoke something, I get so paranoid, and I hate like. I don't know which weed is it, sativa or indica, when your mind races so fast.
Shit, probably both.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Yeah, that's the worst thing ever. Like, that's so I hate it.
Why do you think that happens? I have like why I think it happens, but I would like to hear like why do you think that paranoia happens sometimes and sometimes it doesn't?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to talk about something that I don't know because like it wouldn't be real. You know, I couldn't talk like some bullshit here, but like I don't know.
Well,
if I don't know, then
I got a question for you. So, in the music industry, like in the music that all the kids want to listen to, you know what I'm saying, the music that's favored, a lot of drugs are talked about, you know what I'm saying? It's really glorified that that people are doing drugs, you know what I'm saying, to feel good. How you feel about kids being fed that message to do drugs, you know what I'm saying?
So you came here on this earth and you have decisions that you make, you know? You have this decision. Like I see it always like, I feel like life is like about making a decision and which side do you go? Like, do you go to this evil side or do you go with like this good side with God and shit? And that's the thing, like you can make decisions. Like I know social media pushes it a lot, you know, I know this, but like it's still you make that decision, you know? And I know like hip hop music is all about, you know, the lyrics are all about drugs, but I just make the melody, you know. I can't tell you what song it will be. It could be a love song, you know. Juice WRLD recorded a love song on one of my beats.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you, you know, when I make a melody, I can tell you that, oh, this is going to be like something he's going to talk about lean. That's something I can't decide, you know.
That's a good end note right here.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's a good note.
Yeah, the last one was
Thanks so much for having me, guys. It was pretty fun, like really fun.
It is definitely really cool to meet you. Like, definitely cool.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
Fire episode.
A lot of people when we did the thing where we're like, yo, we're out in LA, who should we interview? A lot of people that said Pvlace. So
Yeah, I think I have like a pretty good fan base, and I just try to be real with you guys. You know, I don't fuck around and talk shit. No, I'm not that type of guy, and people seem to like it that I'm so real, and like I have a very strong fan base. I'm very glad to have those because I always make like selfie packs and sell it there, and like it's crazy how much sales that got. You know. I'm doing an interview with Selfie itself because like I'm a top 10 earner in like music.
wow.
And that went like in half a year. I started half a year ago with PAX and I'm already a top 10 earner and they did an interview with me too.
That's dope, man. Definitely dope.
That's a fan base, you know. I'm so glad that I have this fan base.
Yeah.
I really am.
Dude, man. Another dope episode, man.
Thanks so
Yep.
much.
Peace.